the J&O Show. Like, I don't, like, she just threw it on me or whatever. Like,
Okay, we're going to try it again.
Okay.
Welcome
To the J&O Show.
where we talk about
things that you were never told.
Hey, we got it.
All right. Okay, we're working on it. All right, just be patient. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so I was thinking today we can talk about how do you know you're ready to have kids?
Okay.
Because that's a lot, actually.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. I know in our intro video we kind of touched on a couple different things.
Yeah.
And we talked about that. Like people saying, oh, you're never ready to have kids. And that's not really true. But so since it's not true, why do we say it's not true?
2 hours later.
I was really looking at you to say
Oh.
I was looking at you to just go ahead and take it. I was just going to sit here the whole video and just be like.
For real? Mm-hmm. For real?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just going to say like 30 times. And that was going to be me for the video. Why do I say that that's not true? The reason I say that that's not true, when people say that, they're mostly talking about it's not how you think it is. It is harder than you think it is.
Right.
It is definitely the hardest thing that you will ever do if your determination is to do it right.
Right.
If you don't really care, it might not be that hard for you because you're neglecting the kids anyway.
Right.
So, so technically it's as hard. I mean, look, it's just real talk. It's just real talk. I mean, a lot of people are popping out kids irresponsibly, and they're not really, they don't understand that there's sacrifices that have to be made. And I mean, like,
True.
Look, all right, life is about balance. Or as, one of my favorite people said, wholeness. Life is about wholeness. But it's the truth. You only have 24 hours in a day. Mm-hmm. You only have a certain amount of time to do certain things. You have the same amount of time as the billionaire that built his empire from nothing, mm-hmm. and you have the same amount of time as the person that's strung out on drugs.
Right.
We all have the same 24 hours, but you only have 24 hours.
Right.
Everything that you do and decide to do in your life that's going to have long-term impact, like children, like there's nothing that's going to have long-term impact on your life. Like you can have your house foreclosed on, you can have your car stolen, you can have it repossessed. Mm-hmm. You can, there is nothing that could happen to you outside of like some severe physical ailment mm-hmm. that's going to have the impact on your life that children are going to have.
Right.
So knowing that if you're not in sync with your purpose, mm-hmm. if you don't have your finances set up to a certain level, mm-hmm. if you don't have certain things together, and mind you, I'm not saying that you got to be making $100,000 a year,
right?
Because that's really not necessary yet. Because with Rona and the hyperinflation that's about to happen, I don't know what that's gonna look like in like next year. Yeah. But right, like you don't have to have $100,000, but you need to know how to manage your money a certain way.
Right.
I know people who make more than we make together, and they ain't got no kids, and make a lot more than we make together, and they ain't got no kids, and they're struggling as much as we are. Mm. That's about money management. Yeah. So if you don't understand money management, that's going to be another thing. That's another issue.
That's another thing that we need to talk about too.
Money management. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm still not even really that good at it, to be honest. I'm still. I shop way too much. Yeah. You would think I would have on a nicer hoodie as much as I shop, but I just don't.
You're doing better.
I'm trying, but I'm still.
We ain't got no choice.
I'm still not there. But yeah. So there are things that you can do to be prepared as much as you can. That can take a lot of stress off of your relationship. Mm-hmm. A lot of relationships are in peril because they have kids, and the finances are so bad that it starts to turn people against each other because they don't even know how to attack finances as a couple, better yet as a family.
Right.
Attacking finances as a couple is one thing, and there are things you can do to eliminate the stress from that mm-hmm. that a lot of people just don't know about mm-hmm. or just don't want to do. Mm-hmm.
Which actually, you know what, real quick tip. So, one of the things that we learned early, actually during our marriage counseling session.
Marriage counseling is good.
Yes. before and after. You don't have to wait until something tragic happens or your marriage is in a bad place to necessarily have counseling. You can do that at any point in time. But I think that it's extremely important to get good counsel before you get married. And our former pastor actually gave us some really good tips about finances. So I just wanted to put that out there real quick. One, he said, make money a non-issue in your home. And he recommended basically doing that by having an account to take care of the house, basically. So like there's the joint account that basically both of us would contribute to, and that joint account would take care of the bills for the house. It's not your bills, it's not my bills, it's the house bills. And that, you could not understand how much just making that one little adjustment has tremendously, I think, saved us from a lot of arguments. And just a lot of unnecessary drama, because if we know that, okay, this is the account to pay the bills for the house, then that's it. There's no question about it. And then we also would have our own like weekly spending budgets, basically, because you're a grown woman, grown man. You don't want to have to go and ask for $20 to go and buy your personal effects and different things like that. So you still want to make sure that you have funds, for you to be able to take care of you and do things for yourself and things of that nature. But the most important thing was to make sure that money wasn't an issue when it came to basically taking care of the household. So I want to put that plug in there for that tip.
Yeah, no, that's actually.
Thank you, Pastor Weatherford.
Yeah, that's actually a dead on thing.
Yes.
That I've seen a lot of couples who have issues with finances, multiple actually, and they're arguing about it, and then
all the time
we'll mention to them, hey, this is what we did, and we never argue about money. We'll get concerned sometimes because sometimes things get tight and things happen. Emergencies, car breaks down, or really breaks down. Like you need a new engine. I've put a whole new engine in my car before. Transmission, you need a new transmission. Like those are huge, major expenses worth thousands of dollars. Right. It's not like my alternator went and I gotta pay $300 to $400 to get it fixed, which is still a lot. Right. But that ain't like having your engine. But that was a non-issue when it happened, because it wasn't like, well, your money and you gotta and all of that stuff. It was like, okay, we have to take care of it and do what we got to do until we have the money for it. Right. Taking that out is huge, and I every time I mention this thing of like taking your money that you bring in and just literally putting it in one account, and then being able to have a weekly spending budget, whether you have your own account on the side or you just carry cash. It's just different for every person. To be able to do that, when I mention it to these couples that are arguing about it, they'll be like, no, that don't make no sense, and and I'll be like, but you arguing and fighting and about to have a divorce over your finances right now. And we over here chilling, no money drama whatsoever, whether we're good or bad, and you just gonna stick to what you're gonna stick to. Okay. All right, well,
we tried.
What you gonna do? You don't want to be married that bad, or you don't want to get out of drama enough to actually be proactive. Yeah. So, okay. Hey, now we can do about it.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, that was a side.
Yeah, we do that. We're gonna do that a lot. We're gonna do that a lot. Just get used to it. It's all right. We're gonna get used to it. All right. So, what do we mean when we say that you're not ready for, or that you are ready for kids? There are things you can do. Right. Like that. Right. How about this? This one is a news flash for people. I know it's gonna be shocking. People are gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I never thought of that." It's gonna be amazing. Yo, before you have kids, you should actually like the person you're having kids with. Yes. Bam! Explosion. We gotta have the explosion emoji. Like them.
Yeah, if you don't like being around the person you with for more than 24 hours, that might be a sign that you might not want to be with that person for the rest of your life.
Nah.
Life.
Yeah.
Life. Okay? So you might want to rethink that whole idea. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Oh, another one, just going off of what you just said.
Yeah.
It's not the best idea to go and want to just have kids on your own with no help. I know a lot of y'all, especially when we get older,
Yeah.
we like, look, I'm running out of time.
Right.
You know,
And
I ain't
I
got no
want some
time.
kids.
And I'm an independent woman. I could do it all by myself.
For real.
Don't do that.
For real.
Don't do that. That's
What was all this?
because that's how they be. I'm an independent woman, and I don't understand why I don't need no man because y'all ain't worth nothing, no way. You know what I'm saying? Yo, yes, men are pieces of. Okay, all right. A lot of men are pieces of. Okay, we're not gonna lie about this. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of men are, but there's always a lot of times women don't realize you'll have an amazing dude that's like feeling you and your friends on him, and then you're looking for the guy for whatever reason, whatever it is that he has that you're looking for, and you'll be in love with this dude, and he is so terrible for you, don't like you, don't give you the time of day, and you're fixated on the guy, and the guy that's really good for you is sitting right next to you like, oh, we're just friends.
I told you that Angela and I are just friends.
Just friend, huh?
Yes. Just friends.
All right, newsflash. Men and women, we not really just friends, bro. We not really just friends. I used to think that we were, like when I was in my 20s, even into my 30s. I thought that we could just be friends.
You can have some.
No, you can have couple friends for sure.
Yeah.
You can have couple friends. Men and women don't do, like, you'll be friends for a certain amount of time, and you know what? You'll even start off as friends with somebody, right? And you'll actually be friends for a certain amount of time. If you're not hanging around them a lot, you could probably be friends forever because y'all not hanging. Once you get to the point where y'all tight, if you wake up and you talk to this person every day, I'm talking about real friendship. I'm not talking about them fake, we're friends, but really you're just acquaintances and y'all really don't. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about friends. Okay. We talk every day about things going on in my life, things going on in your life. Yeah. Real friends. I'm not talking about, not even a BFF. A BFF is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
A lot of people call people friends that are not really your friends. It's okay. It's not, a lot of people be looking at it like, oh, it's not real, and they feel so bad. You don't gotta feel bad. Like, you're not going to click like that with everybody. Even if they're the coolest person in the world, for you to open yourself up and let somebody into your life is a huge thing. And most people guard that. So you're not going to have a lot of people that are friends. So I'm talking about real friends, not people that I just see every week. Okay. Real friends, and you talking, men and women, one of y'all going to catch feelings. And you thinking just because you're not the one catching feelings that you can be, no. Men and women don't do real friendship. We don't do that. Okay. Somebody always catches feelings, and eventually it'll be a situation where, it might be a situation where you'll catch feelings and you'll never speak because the person might be with somebody else or whatever the case may be. But I'm just letting you know that if you're friends with somebody and it's a female and y'all real friends and y'all speak every day, or it's, y'all opposite, they don't usually do like friendship when it's somebody that you could be with. Feelings usually come in there somewhere. Okay. And if something is not said, it's probably situational. Okay. I was scared you was going to turn me down. You were with somebody at the time and I respected your relationship. It could be all of that, but something pop off at some point.
Okay, true.
It always does.
But getting back to our point.
Oh, yeah. See, tangents. We do tangents. I'm sorry. Well, guess what? That's the beauty of editing. You may not even see this. Being ready for kids. How the heck?
Because
2,000 years later.
Look, we were talking about being ready for kids and relationships and stuff.
Liking the person you're with.
Yeah, the person like the person you're with. You see, that was like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But like the person you're with, develop your relationship. We were fortunate enough by hook or crook.
To
However
have
we
time
got
to
there.
develop our relationship.
We were together for, it was 2 full years before we got married. It was 2 full years, correct? We were together
But we
for
had
10.
known each other for longer.
We had known each other for like way many more years
Yeah.
than that. But we were there together for 2 years, and then we got married, and we were married for like 7 to 8
7 and a
years.
half
7.5
years
years before we
before.
had our first child.
Yeah.
That is 9.5 years getting to know each other, living with each other, finding out what we do and don't like, finding out what buttons you ain't supposed to push. That helps. If you haven't had enough time with the person to really get to know them,
Yeah.
better one. Know yourself.
Yeah. So newsflash. A lot of us in our 20s, you know, we feel as though we know everything. We've arrived because we're out of our, well, some of us, we're out of our parents' household. Some of us has gone away to school and different things of that nature. So we know everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got my degree, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me nothing. I know.
Yep.
I know who I am. I know what I want. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't. Most of you don't. You
Yeah.
don't know who you are.
There's some of y'all that do. But it's not
Some of you.
It's not a very big percentage.
But not a lot of us. Not a lot of us. And reason why I say that is because you don't know your purpose. And if you don't know your purpose, you don't know who you truly are. You know a part of who you are, but you don't really know who you fully are until you've really embraced it, and you start basically working in it. You may be working in it and don't realize it, which is how you might be somewhat around in the field, but not necessarily really know. But it takes time basically to develop.
yeah, that's, man,
Purpose.
this video would be 3 hours long
Yeah,
if we could really
purpose.
start going into all of that. And if you're wondering, why is it that you don't know, if you don't know your purpose, I'll give you a very small example. When I came into what my purpose is, and it's still developing, by the way, which is crazy. When I came into what my purpose is, it changed how I had to look at finances, the time that I have to give to certain things, what my schedule is going to look like. All of that is directly tied into your purpose. Whatever your purpose is. And a lot of people might be going, I don't know what my purpose is. Or here we go with another people talking about purpose. And oh my God. Yo, the people who are the most successful on this world have an idea of what their purpose is and are working in it. The people who are the happiest in this world know what their purpose is. The people who don't hate Monday morning know what their purpose is. That is the key to it. Like what you were made to do. If you do what you were made to do, that is your best chance at being happy. Or maybe I should say having joy, because joy and happiness is different.
Yeah.
But having long-lasting happiness or overall happiness in your life, regardless of what's going on today, it's great to wake up and not hate Monday morning
Right.
and not be so stressed out about having to go to a job you hate. That helps a lot. But purpose is tied into your schedule. So that's one way. That's only one way. There's a lot more. But that's one way, like the schedule that you keep. I'm a music producer, so my hours are not typical. I have a little bit of flexibility, but at the same time, I still have to find a way to get into the studio to create music. When I don't create music, I become agitated. I become distant. I become... like all of those things, like I have to know those things about myself. Before I was actively pursuing music production, I was depressed all the time. That's huge in a relationship. Like, she had to deal with me being depressed for like the first almost 10 years of our relationship. She had to deal with me being depressed all the time, and neither one of us knew why. You know what I'm saying? Like we know that there were things that happened in my childhood that will come out, I guess, later on or whatever, that I was not the happiest about. But at the same time, like, I still have a really good relationship with my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like we're good. And whatever happened to me when I was younger, compared to some of the people I know that are family and friends, I ain't went through nothing. You know? So like, I was depressed. Why? Like, that's crazy. I wasn't in my purpose.
Yeah.
I didn't have a reason to wake up on Monday. So Monday, I hated it. So and that affects how your relationship is with the person. That affects how much time you're dealing with them, and it's a lot. So if you don't know your purpose, you don't know you. And if you don't know you, how can the other person get to know you and to be able to actually help to complete that unit that relationships are.
Right.
Like, if you don't know what it is that you want and need from somebody, how do they know?
Right.
So it's a lot that we would have to go through. I mean, our videos is probably gonna be like 30 minutes long for some of these little seminar situations.
Yeah, but purpose is that's a huge one, because that basically it defines who you are, and it basically defines your life structure. And knowing that helps you figure out whether or not you're ready for kids, because if your purpose is something that's going to have you away from home all the time, then do you really want to bring kids into that right then? It might be a situation where once you've gotten to a certain point in your career, you're within your purpose / that becomes your career, then maybe there's a point at which once you arrive, that you're like, okay, at this point, because I'll be able to be at home with the kids, then maybe I want to have kids. But if you do things out of order, if you have kids first and then you get married and then you figure out your purpose, then everything is out of whack. And then there's constant arguments,
There will be consequences.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of different consequences that you may or may not be able to handle. So yeah,
I would definitely say don't rush into that decision. It's a huge decision, and you really have to be careful. It is the hardest thing that you're gonna do, but yes, you can be ready for it in the sense of there are things that you can do to get yourself to a place where you, more importantly than what it does to you, where you can be a good parent.
right.
Because the kid doesn't deserve to deal with the consequences of your bad decisions.
Right.
More so than anything. And part of the problem that we have with a lot of these children now is the fact that, a lot of people can't afford to be a parent.
If you can't feed the baby, then don't have a baby. Don't think maybe if you can't feed the baby.
Because you have to work 2 jobs.
Just to maintain
and keep your head above water. You might need to consider moving from where you live. Like, there are so many things that have to be considered. It might be easier for you to live in an area that doesn't have such a high cost of living because you're taking care of the kids by yourself. Or maybe you need to move to an area where you have help.
Right.
Also, anybody in your life sitting up there telling you that they want kids and they want whatever, I don't care if it's grandkids, nieces, nephews, just a godson, tell them all to shut up. Tell them all to shut up. Because we gonna talk about this. Because when things happen, when that stinking diaper comes out and the kid walk up to you with a half a brick of poop in his diaper, the person that's gonna be there to take, now some of us got some parents, aunts, uncles, even some nieces, some brothers and sisters, some cousins that really come down and really got your back. For real.
Yes.
Like, that's different. Most of them Negroes, though, ain't gonna do nothing when you really need. I'm not going to have a kid so you can have somebody to come over and say it's cute every other weekend and then take your old stinking behind back home. No. No. Tell them all to shut up. If you ain't ready, tell them to, look, mind your business.
Back up! Mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business.
And when they come here, I will let you know. Because you have to be able to deal with them on your own. You have to be able to deal with them on your own all the time, because you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
You can't have kids thinking that you're going to depend on my mama, my daddy, my sisters, my brothers, my cousins, my aunties. You can't. They might not even be here by the time the kids get here.
Yeah.
Things in this world happen. COVID, bruh. The Rona out there taking people out there.
For real.
She taking people out.
For real.
Some of these people were probably that support system for that person with kids. So, like, you have to be able to deal with all of that stuff on your own before you bring them into the world. Yeah. Because forget about you, but they're going to suffer.
Right.
The kids are going to suffer from not having that situation. So tell them all to shut up if you ain't ready. Shut up, mind your business.
Mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business.
That's what it is. If you ain't ready, you ain't ready. You ain't ready, you ain't ready. Because ain't nobody going to sit up there and take that. Well, actually, no, it's some mamas, especially the women. It ain't no man for sure that's going to take the kids off your hand. Dudes ain't really about that life. It's like, out of all of us, it's like 99.932% of men that'll come and take the kid off your hands. But no, for real, it's a lot of grandmas that'll come and be like, look, you messing up. Just leave the baby with me. Leave the baby with me and you don't go about your business. You don't make no sense.
Yes.
It's a lot of grandmoms and moms that'll go and just do that extra mile. But you can't depend on that.
Yeah. True.
And
you can't depend on it, but it's smart to be around a support system.
Yes.
You still want to try to set yourself up
Yes.
for success.
Yes. Yes. So try to have a support system and watch. People tell you who they are. Watch how people are with other people's kids.
Yes. Yes.
You know, if you're in a fortunate enough situation where maybe you have a sibling that had kids first, you already can see how your mother and how your family members and their friends or whatever are gonna be around that kid. Are they giving that mom and dad a break?
Right.
Do you get a break? Like, do you have the type of support system that'll take the kids off your heads for a week so that you can relax and decompress?
Right.
And if you're in a relationship, to be able to actually have a relationship and then come back and deal with the kids again. That stuff is important. Time away from children is important.
Because you were a couple first.
Yeah.
And you still need to maintain that. You still have to make sure that you work on your relationship.
Right.
For each other, but also for the kids.
Yeah, and that's if you have it. Some
Yeah.
people don't have family, things of that nature. Some people, because of a job, will move out of state and things of that nature. But all of these are things that have to be considered. You don't even get to kids until you got all of that type of stuff settled down.
Right.
Because kids make all of that movement a lot more difficult. And it's just real talk. Yo, I feel like we've been talking for a while and we still haven't said
We
nothing.
haven't scratched the surface.
We didn't even scratch the surface of this kids thing.
So we probably had to do a part 2.
3, 4, and 5. And we're probably going to have to be specific on just little areas of dealing with children.
Yeah.
But it's a lot.
Yes.
And then we still got to talk about relationships. And it's a lot we got to talk about. But perhaps y'all have some things that y'all want to give us some insight on, or some things that you might be going through right now that you would want us to address. We're definitely open to that. Because, you know, look, you can be happy. You are the most important thing in terms of your life. You get to decide what type of life you had. There's nobody that can decide that for you. You have the freedom of that choice. It may be harder for you than other people. You might have more obstacles than other people. All of that stuff is true. But at the end of the day, you make the decision what type of life you have. And I just encourage everybody to go out there and figure out what it is you're supposed to be doing, figure out what your purpose is, and start actively trying to do it. Just do it. Everybody's going to mess up. Like this video, we probably going to have a lot of mistakes in it, but guess what? We just did it. Yeah. And the more we do it, the better it's going to be.
Yep.
You know?
Got to start somewhere.
Exactly. So I guess this will be the end as I see the time ticking away. And we'll be back. I don't know when. I don't even know what our schedule fully is going to be at. Yeah,
I don't know. Just
we'll
stay tuned.
Yeah.
Turn on your post notifications.
Yes.
Like, share,
Comment.
and subscribe.
We got to start saying that. We didn't say
gotta
that.
Yes. So guys, yes, do that. If you like these videos, if you don't like it, in a positive way, you can let us know if there's something you don't like.
Oh no, we did because I mean we just starting, so it's a lot we got to learn about the YouTube and stuff.
So you can let us know.
The YouTube, so just go ahead.
But we're all about sharing knowledge, all that, being good, being positive, and just trying to help one another. Yeah. Each one teach one. Yeah. Know what I mean? All right.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Peace.